Welcome, dedicated space cadets. I'm back in my throne. Never mind the hair. Just one of those mad cabin seasons for this space cadet over here, navigating the shift. I'm sure a lot of you out there can relate. Shit is getting crazy. According to the horoscopes, according to the astrology, there's been many chances to transmute the trauma and to be on a track where we're finding ourselves at the moment. This month is about taking risk. I don't know if I'm on track, but I'm tired of feeling like I'm not. It's been months that I feel like I'm missing the downloads, missing the healings. I remember there was a full moon, super moon back in January, February, March, May, when everything was supposed to shift. For like at 3:30 in the morning, I had a half healing that morning. So I don't know if I was asleep or not, but I was laying on the sofa in my living room and it just felt like this portal blasted open. I don't know if it was a dream. It was like a window, like kind of like, I don't know, Twilight Zone moment, like a window. Or you ever seen Evil Dead where the thing come through the door and there's like wind and stuff? It was like that, like a window that wasn't there, but in the wall and the door behind it, and someone came in and lifted me up, and I kind of said to myself, I know what this is. I just surrendered to it, and it flipped me and put me back down, but I didn't feel like it had the energy for the full flush. And so we're still going. And you're probably still going. And where I'm at is I've been meditating 2 to 4 hours a day. I've been watching Kyle Cease, and it really inspired me. And, you know, I've been thinking about it. And my heart's been wanting me to isolate for a while now, but really isolate. Really push certain people away, isolate, spend time with myself, come to myself, and I guess it happened the long and hard way. Or maybe it happened the way it was meant to. Maybe it's happening the way it was meant to for you as well. Maybe we're all fine. Because I've been thinking this lately. Not thinking, I've been feeling. We came here to choose our life. We chose our lives. We chose our family. We chose our path. We chose who we are. We choose our journey. We manifest what we're sensing. We follow the heart or fail to. We live the challenges spiritually or not. We go the short road or the long road. There is the long arm of Buddha and the short arm of Buddha. If you're feeling like you've been through hell, guess what? Maybe your higher self is laughing. Maybe you're just a dramatic writer. Maybe when it comes to experiencing lives, especially if you feel like you're an old soul, maybe you're just an evil Knievel of an old soul. And the angels actually fucking love you. That's why they're sending you so many angel numbers. Because you're that bad boy of reincarnation. You're that bad boy of upgrading. You're like, oh, he got given an easy journey this time. And he's still pushing it to the limit. That's because I like to stack the odds before I come alive, baby. That's your soul style. You're a dramatic writer. Happens. How many people envy you? How many people are attracted to your energy? How much do you know that has given you your gusto and your gumption? I was having a conversation with my flatmate this morning, trying to avoid him because I didn't want to lose my routine with the meditation, which has been making stuff manifest constantly. I feel like I'm missing those doors. Let it go, guys. Let it go. I can tell you what, meditation proved to work this morning. I meditated 2 hours and I sat with him. I felt like we were conflicting energies, but he brought me to myself. And I didn't sabotage myself. He tried to ask me how I'm doing. I stuck to my guns rather than giving in, feeling like I need to show. I opened up a bit. I'm going through a moment. He says, I feel like you're lost in your spirituality. I said, yep. Possibly, but that's where my soul's led me right now. And he said, yeah, it can be a bit intense to people. I said, who said I'm intense? And in the end, it came to like other people. But when you are not projecting, when you are really being present, when you are really sitting with yourself, when you are really being still, people are going to project their insecurities onto you. And he rightfully said, this guy told him he's intense too. So, and that's why me and that guy get along. Just don't worry about what other people are saying, guys. It's still the journey. And then it became a blessing. Speaking to my flatmate invigorated me, gave me inspiration for this video. And today's been one of those days. I've been feeling my edge. Worrying about regret. Worrying about being in the energy of regret. You got to feel through the energy, guys. You can't fight it, or else, you know what you're thinking about when you're trying not to think about something? Yeah, but maybe you're thinking about these things and you're letting them go quicker, so don't get caught up in that neurosis. No point. You are here, dramatic writer, on the edge, on the cusp of something great. And maybe this is the way it unfolds. If you know you've had amazing experiences, you know that you can't predict how they unfold. They happened. And they especially happen when you're trying to avoid something else. The ego sometimes distracts us from the path. It is a cosmic relationship between the ego and the self. The ego is that guide dog that we think it's actually chasing a bone, but it's taking you to buried treasure. Transmute the ego. Don't fight it. But maybe sit with it for 2 to 4 hours a day. Maybe. Or do something else. But find your joy. That's what I've been learning. Find your joy. Even if it's fighting the traps of hell. If you're doing that most of the time, accept that. Become that. Own that. Show it to other people. Let them earn their way in to the trap keeper's head and realm. You are expressing a certain frequency of the universe. That is your privilege. That is a role the universe reserved for you. Perhaps opportunities went to other people to come out of, but those people didn't pick that. They didn't pick trap keeper, gatekeeper to the gates of hell. Who knows what a soul contract looks like fulfilled? Who here can predict theirs with absolute certainty? I keep being told, make sure you end up doing something you like. And then other people that pay money for guidance are telling me very specific things. Well, doesn't that sometimes become part of their story? And who's to say they're not a lesson to you? I've been being caught up in healers' spiel. My heart says no, but my mind, it's like, oh, this person speaks my language. No matter how much sense they make, maybe you show up. And they're meant to be a lesson in a different way. You keep trying to solve it with your mind. I'll give you healers that attract you with your mind, and too much for you. Because you can go softer. Because you're a perfectionist. Because your mind wants you to ante up the stakes all the time. Wants you to Evel Knievel it. Because that's how hard it is to rule the world, to rule your love. That's what ruling is. Ruling is trying to solve with the head. Surrenders with the heart. But you know what? If you're a ruling type, you can't judge the ruler. Can't judge the rule, can't judge the ruler. Because behind games of the mind, there is an essence of joy. Sometimes, and this has been my lesson, and this is where I went astray a while ago and has made this ride really bumpy. And if this resonates with you, good. But if this resonates and it makes you feel elated, released, if you're an eloquent person, if you get joy in laying down the designs of ideas, and you feel there's love behind that, then that is a form of love. That is a form of coming from the heart. If you feel love behind that, someone tells you you're thinking too much, feel more. I said, I'm feeling what I think. Until my head hits that, bumps that thing and goes, well, okay, I really want this and there seems to be another way. Then you go through the heart. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and we're souls who meant to forget in the end. So we could relearn, expand, different experiences. If you're like me and you're feeling an edge day, ride it. Ride it, and if you've been gatekeeping, trap-keeping to hell, if you've been holding it all together, doing all the right thing, crossing all the right crosses, blessing all the right blessings, eating all the right food, saging all the right rooms, saying all the right prayers, doing all the right protection circles, holding all the right crystals, having all the right hot salts baths, whatever it is, if you've gone down the spiritual wormhole, it might be because you're manifesting out of control. Out of control. See how those words work? You're manifesting out of control. It means both ways. Not out of fear, but out of control. Control might be the ruler, the internal ruler. But just trust that work. If you've done it, trust it. Be yourself. Because today I had a lax day. I let myself go wrong in all the right places. I ate some eggs. They were free-range organic, but it wasn't vegan. I watched some TV. Watched an episode of Rick and Morty. I thought I'd quit that stuff. It was like observing an old habit. But know that what you trusted, what you held on to for dear life was healthier. And so you're probably slowly conditioning yourself into that healthier choice being easier. So when you look back at this, it's just a reminder that, oh, it has a different flavor when I know the conditioning is stronger in me now anyway. The conditioning with the healthier habits. But you're just growing pains, opening new pathways in the brain, solidifying these behaviors, solidifying these habits, which serve you more. And being alone, if the people that you were spending most of your time with were solidifying habits that didn't serve you anymore. And you got to trust that you're taking that step into the unknown, and it's going to lead somewhere. Unknown. New information. Even if you didn't follow the heart all the way. It's unknown. It's growth. It's going to allow you to diversify your habits. It's going to allow you to come out of a new cocoon. It's going to allow you to rebirth without any intense ceremony. Just gradual, difficult laboring. See what I did there with language again? So hopefully this speaks to some of you out there. If you're having an edge day, maybe it's not too late. Maybe you go have a hot bath now. Maybe you go for a simple walk. And maybe you sit down and do something without an intention. Like just coming to write something. And it leads you somewhere you don't expect. Or not. Maybe tomorrow you find a pot of gold. So this is Healer Holly slowly going and finding his real voice as dedicated space cadet, shedding that skin of over-constricted light without a shadow, without shadow integration, full of fear, talking to the shift shapers, because you guys are doing a damn good job and a damn hard one. And you're not alone. And here's to the other side. Healer Holly, over and out.